Namaskar to everyone. Hi, this side is Amrit Kant, and once again I welcome you all in my short video episode. So, today we are going to talk about a very contemporary issue related to Indian money market. And yes, we are going to talk about digital currency, which has been launched by the RBI. So, let me quickly summarize what we will be learning through this short video episode. First of all, we will understand what is this digital currency all about and how this digital currency is different from the money that we are having in our electronic form. We will also try to comprehend the different features of the digital currency as well as the benefit that we will be deriving through this process. Finally, we will comprehend the distinction or the differences between the digital currency and the cryptocurrency. So let us start without any further delay. As we know that on 1st November 2022, the Reserve Bank of India launched own digital currency known as Digital Rupee for the wholesale segment. The RBI has identified 9 banks including State Bank of India, Bank of Baroda, Union Bank of India, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, Yes Bank, IDFC First Bank and HSBC Bank to participate in the pilot project of wholesale digital rupee. Here, the pilot project means that this digital currency has been launched by the RBI on the temporary basis. First of all, RBI want to check the efficiency and effectiveness of this digital currency, and if this policy or this digital currency becomes successful, then it will be applicable or it will be applied to the broader extent. First, let us understand that what is digital rupee all about. The entire mechanism of digital currency will function under the concept of central bank digital currency, CBDC. And we have to understand here that the digital currency which has been launched by the RBI is the legal tender electronic currency issued by Reserve Bank of India. Here, the legal tender means that any form of the payment which is recognized by the government used to pay debts or the financial obligation. Hence, the digital currency is the same as the physical currency and exchangeable for the transaction purpose and meeting financial obligation. So, digital currency is legal tender and it is equivalent as the physical currency that we are holding in our pocket. So, there is no distinction between the currency, whether it is digital currency or the currency which we are having in the physical form. Only one thing which we have to remember is that this money will be in electronic form. It will be in the electronic form of money in our pocket. Now there is a question arise, why is digital currency? So if we see the argument of the Reserve Bank of India, the Reserve Bank of India has stated that there is a significant jump in digital payment index. Actually, here the digital payment index is the basically the index which has been created by the RBI to quantify or to measure the intensity of the digital transaction across the country. So, if we look the data which has been given by the RBI in March 2018, the digital payment index value was 100. And from March 2018, within the period of approximately 4 years, it has been increased by 3.5 times, approximately 350%. So within the framework of 4 years, the digital payment index value or the digital transaction value across the country has surged approximately 350 times. And this is the argument which has been floated by the RBI in favor of digital currency, because there is improvement, there is massive increment of the digital transaction, and we need to support this digital transaction smoothly, and therefore according to RBI, digital currency will be one of the fundamental factor which will make this digital transaction more and more effective and smooth. And this is the main reason that the digital currency has been launched by the RBI. Now there is a question which arises in our mind, how is digital currency different from the currency or the money which is in the electronic form in our wallet or in our bank account? So yes, there is difference. The money that we will be holding in a form of digital currency will be the liability of the central bank. But in general cases, the money that we hold in our digital form of money, in a form of e-wallet or any other mechanism, it is the liability of the commercial bank where we are having the account. So this is exactly the fundamental differences between the digital currency issued by the RBI and the e-money that we are having in our wallet and e-wallet and the other electronic form of devices. Let's understand the features of the central bank digital currency. So the first important attributes of digital rupee or the digital currency is that it appears as a liability on the central bank's balance sheet. So it as we have already discussed, that the money issued by the RBI in a form of digital currency will be the liability of the RBI rather than the liability of the commercial bank. Number two, as it is legal tender money, so it must be accepted as a medium of payment, as legal tender and safe store of value by all citizen enterprises and the government agencies. So nobody can deny for acceptance of this digital currency. Everybody will have to accept, as we generally accept for the payment purpose of making the liability with the help of physical currency. So it will be as equivalent to the physical currency because it is legal tender money. Digital rupee will be freely convertible against the commercial bank money and cash. So this is another relevant features of the digital currency, that it can be converted into the physical form of currency any point of time in any commercial bank. So let's say if we are having certain amount of digital currency and I want to convert into the physical form of currency, I can go to the bank account, I can go to any bank and I can ask bank to convert it into the physical form of currency. Bank will definitely do that. So we can exchange the digital currency in a form of physical currency and vice versa. So this is another facility, or I would say the attributes of the digital currency which will be applicable. And finally, we have digital currency is fungible legal tender money. So it means that if I want to hold digital currency, I not need to have the bank account. It is not necessary that I should have the bank account and then only I would able to hold it, right? So as holding the physical currency, we not need to have anything, right? I can carry it, I can hold it. But if I want to have the e-money, right, in my bank, for my online transaction or e-wallet, I must have the bank account, because through the bank account only I would able to generate the e-money. So if you want to hold the e-money, you must have the bank account, then only you would able to do that. But here, if you want to hold the digital currency, the customer not need to have the bank account. It is not necessary. So these are the certain features or the attributes of digital currency which will be applicable. Now let's understand the benefit of the central bank digital currency. What are the benefits that we will be deriving after the successful of this new payment or new in form of money? So the benefit can be categorized into the certain parts. And the first important benefit of this central bank digital currency is that it reduces the cost associated with the physical cash management. Because as we know, the RBI prints money in a different locations, and for printing the money, there are huge amount of money is spent for printing the notes or for the management of this physical form of money. So if this digital currency becomes successful, it will ultimately lead to reduction of the cost of production or printing of money and the management of money. So huge amount of money will be saved for the cash management. And according to the RBI, approximately this year itself, the cost of the production of this printed money was approximately for 4,500 crore. So this 4,500 crore would be definitely saved if this digital currency will become successful. So this is one of the important benefit that we will do. Now, second important benefit is it will help us to achieve a cashless economy, right? Because as we have understood that if we want to hold the digital currency, we not need to have the bank account. So anybody having the simple smartphone and the internet connection and the valid Aadhaar and other KYC information, the customer or the person would be eligible to holding the digital money. So it will help us to dream of the dream that we want to achieve as a cashless economy. Because if our economy will become more and more cashless, it will ultimately boost the economic activity and other aspect. It will benefit whole economy in various aspects. It will be helpful for the cross-border transaction. So cross-border transaction is basically the transactions between the countries, right? So if we want to make the transaction with other country with the money that we are having in a physical form, it would not be possible. But if we are having the digital currency, the transactions between these two countries would be easier, because it will be issued by the central bank. So the central bank of the one country will have a direct contact with the central bank of another country, and it will be helpful for the digital cross-border transaction. So it will facilitate the cross-border transaction, which would ultimately be beneficial for import and export process. And finally, it will promote more and more economic activity. So this is another important benefit that we'll be deriving through this digital currency. Digital currency would also be helpful for financial inclusion, as we have understood that any person who has our smartphone and network connection and the valid ID proof would able to hold the digital currency. So you don't need to have the bank account, you don't need to go to the bank to get the digital currency, nothing like that. So it would ultimately promote the financial inclusion. Helpful to make the transactions through the offline mode. So this is another important benefit, because as in a right now, what happens if I want to make the digital transaction, I must have the internet connection, and I can do it through the online mode. But through this central bank digital currency, we would able to make the transactions through the offline mode. It is not necessary to be online. If you are offline, you can easily make the transaction. So this is a very unique facility, or I would say the benefit which has been given by the RBI, and which will ultimately promote the economic activity and better financial transaction, which would be possible through this digital currency. So these are the major benefits that we will be deriving through this digital currency. Now let's understand the different types of digital currency which will be implemented in course of time. So according to the RBI, there would be two different type of digital currency. The one is digital currency for the wholesale purpose, and the digital currency for the retail purpose. Right now, the digital currency which has been issued by the RBI is based on pilot project, and it belongs to the wholesale purpose, right? So wholesale purpose digital currency is basically, it will be utilized by the banks, especially among them, to settle their payment obligations from one bank to another bank. It's another type of digital currency which is retail digital currency, or the digital currency for the retail purpose. So digital currency for the retail purpose will be applicable to the public like us, right? The general public. So the general public would able to utilize to make the payment or to discharge their liability, and for that purpose, the digital currency of the retail will be utilized. So retail, as the name suggests, it will be utilized at the local front by the consumer or by the citizen itself to meet their payment obligation, and the transaction will take place between the citizen or between the citizen and the banks, or from bank to citizen and vice versa. So this is exactly the digital currency in the retail purpose. So these are the two different type of digital currency which has been launched right now. The digital currency of wholesale purpose is in force. Maybe according to RBI, next 30 days time period, the RBI will also launch the digital currency of retail purpose as well. So let's understand what are the basic or the fundamental differences between the cryptocurrency and digital currency. Let's understand the fundamental differences between the digital rupees and cryptocurrency. First of all, we'll have to understand digital rupee is centralized, while cryptocurrency is decentralized. On the other hand, the digital rupee uses permitted blockchain technology for completing the transaction, while cryptocurrency use the blockchain technology which is not permitted. On the other hand, if any person do the transaction with the help of digital rupee, the user identity is typed and all information will be available. While in the case of cryptocurrency, user face is anonymity. Digital rupee can be used for payment and monetary transaction only, while cryptocurrency can be used for any speculative payments. Finally, the digital rupee is governed by central bank, while cryptocurrency is not governed by any government or any regulatory authority. So these are the basic and the fundamental differences between the digital rupees and the cryptocurrency. So this is all about from my side related to digital currency or the e-rupees, which has been launched by the RBI recently. I hope you have liked my video, and if you have really liked my video, I request all of you to please share it with your friends, with your colleagues, so they would able to get more and more information and genuine information about the digital currency in detail. And please subscribe my channel, because your subscription is the source of motivations which ultimately motivates me to make more and more video related to current affairs of economics and finance. So thank you so much once again. Goodbye, take care, stay safe. Thank you. We'll see you soon in the next video. Take care.